Hey there team, and welcome to a nice big 2v2v2v2. Well, 8-man free-for-all here. Not, well, with 4 separate teams, of course. We've got Hwacha and I'm suspecting Thanatos, yep. So Dale and Kand. Nice, cool. Yeah, 2 Eastern factions anyway. Good and evil, of course. Well, I don't know, Kand can be a bit misunderstood, I suppose. 30,000 frames, but, well, almost 32,000 frames, which makes sense for a free-for-all this size. I really do like this map for free-for-alls. You've got a lot of like areas where you're going to be like forced together, which I think is always I'm always a big fan of. I really don't like I don't like free-for-alls, but I don't enjoy free-for-alls on maps like, say, the Grassy Plains, where you've just got massive open space where everybody can like run away from each other and re-maneuver freely. With this, you know, we've got these very distinct avenues. Like, we know we're going to get some fighting here. Yeah, unless people are really going a bit wild. Anyway, we'll have a quick zoom through Hwacha's forces here. He's got his Nurad footmen, of course. His Hwacha, bit bold. Still the old Hwacha crew, no longer, well, not currently our big, large big-bellied boys. Nurad retainers here, good little, yeah, why, I mean, little guys to catch cavalry, some Variac horse archers. I don't usually take horse archers, but for free-for-alls, I'm a big fan of them. I'll maybe talk about that during the fight, but then Brotherhood of the Swords, some halberds, some nomadic infantry, I believe, with an armor upgrade. I think that gives them that sort of Nurad look when they receive that armor upgrade. They're more brown, if not. So yeah, very, very purple battle line from Hwacha, which is quite aesthetic. And then the Brotherhood of the Shadows in the back, those assassin units with their throwing daggers and just, well, elegant melee skill. Over here, let me just have a quick check. All right, no, Hwacha might be still adjusting. He's got Thanatos as Dale, so he's got his Barding Marksman, Barding Herd out front, or Bardian Marksman, Barding Herd. More marksmen in the back there, lots and lots and lots of Lake Town Pike. Goodness me, okay, I like that formation. It's a lot of phalanx. And it's quite cool to have the shielded and well-armoured halberdiers out front, more likely to be shot at. So if you want to get to the juicy Lake Town pikemen deeper in, you've got to move that little bit closer. To get those shots in, Dragon Slayers as well, and I suspect, no, we should see them if there was something in the middle here. That's a bit odd. Maybe, are the boys doing a bit of a plan? Are we going to end up having Kandish forces inside this little box formation? The only thing is, because we really are low on archers, especially for Dale, and if you're forming a box like this, you're usually expecting to have something to put inside of it. So, an artillery piece or something like that. We'll see what he ends up doing. By the way, could just be a good like wave assault. Deployed right up front is Umbar here, very, very close to his fellow evil man, and a very juicy target to the Hwacha. So that's why I'm going to stay at 0.1 speed. I don't know if that Hwacha is going to be targeting this straight away. It's a very, very tempting target. And, I mean, Hwacha's not exactly organized, ready for a fight here either. So, this is either going to be a sledgehammer situation where both factions just hit each other, or, well, one or both are going to be darting away. Alcarandas Faithful there. Some of these Belagar footmen with armor upgrades, so a bit sturdy, those boys. Sentinels, of course. Belagar archers, Castamir's rangers. Okay, cool. Well, they're about to fire, and that body piercing at this close range is going to be absolutely devastating. Some blackguards, unarmor upgraded shield bearers there. Alcarandas Legion as well, more legionaries. Oh, interesting. And we've got Smeagol right here as well, who are in an even tighter situation for the Hwacha. And they're all Lothlorien elves. Oh my god, this would be really devastating if this is where the Hwacha is used. because we're going to see some real high quality guys get busted up. I'm quite surprised that the guys have decided to sort of deploy in this position. It's pretty risky, and they need to spread out as quickly as possible. I mean, you can generally get a feel for what's in there. We can't really go across the whole army too well, but we're seeing axemen, protectors, and so on. We do have the riders of the Golden Wood over trying to sort of make their way out, though. So that's probably going to be the first clash between those boys. Nobody's deployed in a formation, it seems. Everybody's just sort of deployed ready to move around. We've got this big Gondorian column here from Ricky Beagle. So his Citadel Guard, unarmor upgraded Gondorian spears. Still a decent armor value even without any of the armor buffs. Fountain Guard, of course. Be insane not to take them. The Honor Guard, the Mithrandier's Retinue. Some Raven Helms and Wardens off the White Tower. These guys are going to be gone, of course. Replaced with like the Elisar's Vanguard type deal. So we've got a nice Swordmaster in their place. Gondorian Infantry, again, no armor upgrade. And Militia, again, no armor upgrade. So Ricky not actually making use of that cheaper armor upgrade that Gondor has access to. Going for a much lighter but more numerous army there. I believe his ally over here, we've got Haldir playing as Mirkwood, because of course Lothlorien, I guess, is taken for Haldir. He's got his Hiri Lang out front, Hiri Oth, Hiri Ek, and Hiri Peng. It's been a while actually since we've seen the red, or sort of the reddy brown, sort of amber look of Mirkwood forces. Usually, you know, we've seen some armor upgrades getting dished out, so he seems to be following Gondor's lead with those low armor upgrades, and then Bows of Emenduir just to pop and blast down anybody that gets anybody that he's wanting to strike. Then Ponta, cool, we got Ponta again. So he's got his Nazhai, Urukai Infantry, the Trolls of the White Hand, Warg Riders, lots and lots of Pikes Infantry, and Crossbowmen. I think Isengard kind of struggle sometimes in free-for-alls because they are just such a disciplined foes, you know, like they like this organized fighting, which free-for-alls don't let you have sometimes, but they do have that heavy armor that should allow them to take a bit of a beating. And then we've got Diego here, so we've got his Gwaithir Rokdor, some Eldarenway Lancers, behind them Eldarenway Swordmasters, Gwaithir Meridain with the armor upgrade, Imladris Guardians with the armor upgrade again, Spears of Rivendell, armor upgraded. So okay, we're going against the strategies of Mirkwood and Gondor for sure, as just about everything here has received an armor upgrade, or is just exceptionally well armored in the form of the Eldarenway. And even Archers of Rivendell packing on that armor today to give them a bit more resilience, but they are unshielded. Not really the type of armor, not really the type of unit that you do want to get shot at. That's to be sure. So, let's start at, I think we're going to have to just start straight off at like 0.3. That Hwacha, good stuff. It does seem to be targeting the Lothlorien forces. But I mean, anything is a good target here. And I'm really surprised with how many shots the Hwacha is actually missing there. We are getting a few, we are getting quite a lot striking in. Unfortunately, we can't see a percentage that's dropping right now because free-for-alls kind of, fail you with that. But this is absolutely devastating right now for poor Smeagol and any of those Umbar forces caught up in that too. Once they do move away from this position, we should be able to see what damage has actually been done. And an issue as well is we're pushing as this blob. We've not fanned out at all. And that was just the first volley of the Hwacha. So another one's going to be coming in. I don't know if we've got any archers over here to be going for them as well. I'd probably move my Variac horse archers up here. I'd want to just be pouring shots into them while they're like this. Really, really hurt them so that when it comes round to us having the more organised fight, it'll be a bit more nasty. Now, the thing with Smeagol and FDCO, I would have been really tempted to just slam myself in. You know, because now you've gone around, you'll set up. And you'll have a normal fair fight, but the thing is, it's not a fair fight because you've already taken a good wallop of damage from the Hwacha. Let's just see the casualties. Okay, that's nowhere near as bad as I thought, to be honest. Keep in mind, every single one of these guys is a Lothlorien elf. You know, if you were playing as Gondor or an orc, of course, losing this amount of guys would just be something you could shrug off. Okay, there's a big clump of them there too. But losing elves in this way is pretty horrific. But anyway, you know, they seem to be moving. But another volley's coming in. Let's go to 0.4 for now. Or 0.5. We can start speeding up a little bit. Because there's not really action happening anywhere else. Stuff. Yeah, let's go to 0.6. No action happening over on the other end just yet. It's quite rare to have players be deployed so aggressively in free-for-alls like this. I'm all for it. I'm very much all for it. But I just think it's a bit bold in this sort of situation. I'm sure the boys didn't expect a Hwacha to be staring them in the face, which is certainly hurting. Now, Thanatos, he's just shuffling now. He's reorganizing. He's not moving up in that formation that I actually thought he was going to stick with. I thought he was going to stick with that that sort of double ranked formation. It seems like he's spreading out using the lake as an anchor to his right flank. Wow, interesting. Okay, so Hwacha is running to join him because he can't run around the behind. Funny. So Hwacha has to put himself at risk to come here. This is where we can start responding to that. If we've got any archers over here to start like hitting Hwacha as he runs, you're hitting his right side as well, which is great. Any shields are stuffed. I do like this. This is what I kind of thought from Thanatos' army. It looks like they're built to be fighting amongst each other. You know, really Dale's gone heavy into their phalanx units to protect the Khandish forces. Which, yeah, I mean, is kind of an interesting vibe considering how much access Dale has to sort of good midline rangers. But hey, it's always really cool to test out different strategies. Over here, the Hwacha is being left just with one unit of Nurad retainers. Oh no, that's funny. And they're both hidden as well. Okay, cool. Because I would be tempted if I had a cavalry unit to try and grab that Hwacha now. You know, I would try to get my Alcarondas Faithful over here. Now, those Alcarondas Faithful are something fierce. But the Windblades are just about as good as you get when it comes to melee cavalry. And when they're fighting amongst a unit of Nurad sort of retainers, just to provide a little bit more assistance and a bit more meat to just battle away, it's definitely a tough thing to match. Let me just go over here, sorry. Oh good, phew, I was worried for a second that maybe Isengard had come running out here and the red was actually, you know, two opposing forces, not two allies. But no, we have Gondor and Mirkwood organising. This is a bit more typical from a free-for-all, taking a bit of time, deploying a little bit further back from each other so that you can gather up. And it looks like Isengard and Imladris are going to be doing the same. There's a hell of a lot of armour, because of course Isengard, as standard, has got a lot of armour. And then Imladris, with all of those armour upgrades, is really going to be beefy, which they kind of need to deal with the heavy damage that they're going to be receiving from Mirkwood's archers. This Isengard Ballista set up here can definitely rinse through some of these lines pretty nicely. Bows of Emendwyr, of course. Ricky's not actually gone too deep into Gondor's archers, has he? Got some marksmen of Kirandros, veterans of Osgiliath, of course, and Smithillian Rangers. Again, veterans on armor upgraded. So it looks like Ricky's just no armor upgrades for the boys today. But yeah, I think Mirkwood and Gondor fighting side by side is a very cool idea. I think they definitely do blend quite nicely. So yeah, we can still see all these bodies, some of those guys. Umbar forces now, not as devastating to see them drop, but still not nice. Umbar, as far as an evil man goes, Umbar does have a much better main line. See, this Hwacha is still moving. Can we shoot it or something? I'd really be so tempted to just move up the likes of the Riders of the Golden Wood to come up and blast something like this. I mean, I know you risk getting yourself caught up with, you know, Khandish horse archers, but I just think it's worth it because they're going to move that Hwacha over and then start punishing us again. I just think we've taken a lot of damage and we've not been able to respond to it. But there is a lot of melee power here. But then again, if there was so much melee power, we should have slammed them. instead of reforming. You know, we should have just sort of gathered up our forces and just picked Dale and gone for it. But either way, we'll see what the boys are able to achieve now that they're gathered up. And I do like every faction seems to be mixed up together. You know, oftentimes when you do have... the only thing that's different than that is Mirkwood and Gondor. They're the only faction that seems to be separate. We do have some horse archers opening up right now. Oh my god, oh shoot, I'm sorry, I missed that. These guys, they must have been hidden over here, lying in wait, ready to ambush. The wargs pounced on them, and although the wargs have dealt them real damage... Oh dear. Oh, it's the wargs and the Gwathi Rockdoor. Okay, no, this has been punished. This has been punished very badly. It looks like Haldir. Very cool strategy. But he deployed some hidden units. Over here, these Woodland Realm Patrol. Tucked up, hidden away in this area. But unfortunately, as much as I love the Woodland Realm Patrol, they don't have spears. So when they do end up getting caught... it can be absolutely devastating. The Bows of Imladris came over to punish these foes for it, and they still are landing a lot of shots into the Gwathi Rockdoor, but I think that the Imladris Isengard, the Double I Alliance, can be pretty happy with how that's gone. That's 2 units of Woodland Rim Patrol for half a warg and a few dead Gwathi Rockdoor. I think they can be chuffed to bits with that. And whatever... you know, because this would have been really cool if we could have attacked them there, dragged their attention over this way, and then, hello, from behind, some Woodland Realm Patrol popping up that we didn't know were there. That could have been very, very devastating. Nimlothian Honor Guard moving out by themselves. Now, yes, they are spearmen. That's awesome. But, no matter what, it's not fun to be charged. If you're being charged by a swift cavalry unit, like something like the Gwathi Rockdoor, they can come in, they can slam you, and then they can get away before you really do that much damage with your spear. This is why pikes are sometimes, you know, because pikes are going to do that damage straight away. They're not going to take a slam and then start doing the damage. So I do worry, especially with this general alone over there. It's a bit of a daunting thing, and I don't know if I'd... yeah, Ricky's pulled him back. Maybe that was... just a loss of micro for a minute. Let's go to 1 times speed. We should be fine from here. As I think we're entering a bit of a stare down moment now. As Umbar seems to be just gathered up ready. The boys have taken a lot of damage now, so I don't blame them at all for playing this a bit more passive. You know, the Mirkwood, Lothlorien Mirkwood forces. Oh my god, sorry, I'm dumb. The Loth Umbar forces. I don't blame them for wanting to just settle and let Nowaki and Thanatos make the next move. I think it's kind of usually when you deal an enemy a stinging blow like that. Not that this is a horrific. I think I may be overstating just how much damage has been done here. I'm just saying that, like, yeah, because I mean overall this is what, like 200 guys, you know. It just happens to be that those are 200 pretty decent guys, and it's a mix all across the forces. You know, there's quite a few little units here and there that have suffered a little bit of damage, which is going to hurt them later on when we actually do get that clash. Woodland Realm Protectors being held at the back, warriors same. Some Cairn Amroth Rangers, they appeared they're hiding now. Don't know if our blue... well, I usually call them the blue team, even though they're blue and green today, because it's just a 2-man team. Don't know if they spotted that or not. Ricky Beagle gathered up blocking this avenue. We're seeing a few... oh dear, unfortunately, a few dead bows of him in Dweir. Oh, Isengard Ballista blasting away. Getting really deep in. That's a hell of a range on that Ballista. Very well done. Let me just, because I am bad for forgetting things. That could be an interesting shot. But no, we will see it later on if I remember. A few Hiri Payne getting blasted. Again, focusing fire on the elves. Much better use. You know, I'd rather kill sort of 3 elves than 6 Gondorians usually. We do have a little red I'm seeing over here. Alcrondas Faithful coming for a slam into the dismounted Earls of Dale. I don't think that went didn't go incredibly well. This is a melee cavalry unit, so it's not a dedicated lancer. Well, it's not a dedicated lancer or a knight. So you really are just, you know, relying on that heavy attack value that it's got, and the fact that you are a horse to come in and do that damage. So it's tough to really get a massive charge damage there. And keep in mind, the dismounted Earls of Dale, they do have a decent amount of melee defense, so they were able to benefit from that because it was coming into their face, and also that armor value, amazing armor value on them. So they can resist that for sure. Riders of the Golden Wood also being pulled back. Looks like they were sort of mucking around over here a little bit. Took some damage from Blackshot Dragon Slayers. You do not want to be getting caught by those boys. And neither, really, the Chieftain's Vanguard. This is a unit that I don't actually see it that often. I really do love the look of them. I think they're absolutely stunning. And, I mean, if any human, if any mortal man is going to be going toe-to-toe with the Riders of the Golden Wood, then the Chieftain's Vanguard really have the best chance. So what we have got here, oh dear, Marksman Kierandros taking a bit of a beating. These, because we've not spent any more money on, say, their armor upgrades, we don't have to worry too much about losing a few of those Gondorian spears, but the Marksman of Kierandros, we do want them to survive, of course, because after they use up their ammo, they become a sword master. Not exceptional, but very useful, and we don't want to be losing them willy-nilly. Bows of Emendwyr now taking this little ambush position over here that the Woodland Realm Protectors were gathered up in before. Always a nice thing when you're fighting Mirkwood to try and remember that a lot of their units, same with Rudour, but a lot of Mirkwood's roster can just sort of hide in very, very little terrain. So, you know, most of them have sort of expert at hiding in woodlands, so they can really tuck away just in a handful of trees. And so it's nice to sort of just, you know, scout around the deployment area. Right now we do have a little skirmish phase going on right now. It's, I think it's going to be kind of going in favour of Diego. Ricky Beagle's only really got one unit of archers set up in this passageway right now. Oh, we do have Dunlending Clansmen going toe-to-toe with the Gondorian Spears. Armour upgraded Dunlending Clansmen at that. But this definitely should go in favour of the Gondorian Spears. Dunlending Clansmen, I adore them. I think they do their job very, very well. But their main job is to hold off cavalry and, you know, hold the line. Not really deal damage. Something that is going to change that, though, are the Uruk-hai infantry. More Gondorian Spears coming forward. Gondorian infantry, that's good. We do want to see the Gondorian infantry to try and hold back the Uruk-hai. You know, those spearmen are just not going to be cutting it. They're going to keep them in place for a long time with that defensive skill, but they're not going to beat them. Uruk-hai Berserkers arriving now as well. Very, very early to see these guys. Can we get any shots into them? Because even one good volley is going to be absolutely devastating to these guys. Only, I mean, 0 or 1 armor value, but 2 hit points, great defensive skill. Well, no, actually, but some level of defensive skill, but a massive amount of damage. It's that 2 hit points that really keeps them alive in melee. And because we've not been able to do any range damage to them, they're going to be grinding down these poor Gondorians. That's a broken spear unit. That's a damn shame to see. They really need to get their asses back in the fight. We need some Elven Archers coming over. The problem is if we move the Elven Archers over, then we're going to be, you know, the Elven Archers are going to be taking shots. So this is good. I didn't actually expect the Double Eye Alliance to be so aggressive here, but it's really cool to see it. Ravenhelm's coming in trying to deal with the Berserkers. That's a decent counter to them. Of course, they'll lose to the Berserkers, but at least they are Swordmaster. They do have some defensive skill. They're not just relying on that armor value, so they can, oh dear, rinse them down. But unshielded, and that looks like that's crossbow fire. I would certainly be willing to spend my crossbow bolts on them. I don't actually think it is. It's the Elder Emwy Archers. Ouch. That is not an AP archer, but it's just a very, very high damage archer, very accurate. I'm focusing on them a lot because I think right now... Oh dear, what are these guys? These are the Faithful. Dearie me, I'm afraid I don't know what happened here, but we have a lot of fallen Alcaron as Faithful. And a few more fallen Riders of the Golden Wood. I think we must have had the Chieftain's Vanguard move up. And maybe alongside some Dragon Slayers and so on. Yeah, we do have some fallen Chieftain's Vanguard, so I think there was a little bit of a skirmish engagement there. but I definitely went in favour of the Candish and Dalian forces. Bit nasty, bit nasty. We'll see. Do we have what do we have surviving? I'm not seeing the Alcaron Nas Faithful. They've probably been tucked away. Riders down to 20 and only 11 Alcaron Nas Faithful. They are very, very important tools that the boys are going to be needing later on here. Oopsie daisies, clicked on the wrong side of the map. Over here, the militia forces coming forward. Usually the Gondorian militia. I'm a big, big fan of the Gondorian militia. This is going to be beyond their ability, though. The Gondorian militia are amazing for, say, going toe-to-toe with something like the Moranon infantry. You know, when they're fighting orc trash, they're usually going to come out on top. But today they're not fighting orc trash, they're fighting Uruk-hai and armor-upgraded Swords of Rivendell. Swords of Rivendell are actually really, really struggling, but just about everybody would struggle when the Wardens of the White Tower are on display. Ooh, lucky. Any missed ballista shot is an amazing thing. Very, very good to see. From the Gondorian point of view, we could use some... Okay, we do have some Hyrioth. That's a cool thing to see on the front lines right now. Do we have any movement going on? None yet. I like this. The Gwaithir Rockdoor just guarding the Archers of Rivendell. Archers of Rivendell, more than happy to try and sort of shoot away the bows of Emenduir. And then, of course, the Gwaithir Rockdoor able to mince any, say, Mithrandir's retinue that come forward. Okay, Haldir still just standing by. I think... I mean, we... Oh, okay. So I like that. Yeah, the use of the Wardens. And really, like, Ricky... I was going to say, because Ricky's kind of alone up here. But he's pushed forward the Fountain Guard. Fantastic. He has not spared any expense with his assault over on this end. Which is allowing him to sort of keep this in check. And even see victory at points. Still more ballista shots coming forward, but not being incredibly effective. Which is good. Oh, dearie me. Sorry, didn't spot what was happening here, but it doesn't look like Haldir was spotting it either. The Elder Imwe Lancers, not actually seen it too often. It's very cool to see the Elder Imwe Lancers. Dedicated Lancer unit, not a cavalry unit, well, not a knight, like, you know, the Gwaithir Rockdoor, of course. Usually you take the Gwaithir Rockdoor instead and just, you know, because they're expensive enough on their own. So the Elder Imwe Lancers taken to this fight is quite a surprise. But, I mean, hell, they've been doing some good work. And again, it doesn't look like Haldir has spotted it. I think Ricky's spotted it now. Hopefully the boys are communicating with one another, because that's another slam incoming here. Very swift Lancers, and they did get their lances down. I wasn't too sure if they would there. That was 32 before contact. Dearie me. That's coming into their side. That's coming into their right side. So I'm pretty sure that you still get your defensive skill. I think you only lose your defensive skill when you're charged from behind. Dearie me, I'm out of breath today. I don't know what the heck's going on. Jeez, I'm getting horrendously unfit. I really am. Can't even talk for a few minutes straight. Dearie me. Anyway, over here, Barding Marksman coming forward. They're setting up. Responding shots from the Casimir's Rangers and the Royal Guard. I'd want to hold fire with those Rangers, maybe. But I think the Royal Guard is fair enough to rattle off at what you want. Oh, this would be juicy. They have received an armor upgrade, but I would still be tempted to blast that with the Rangers. Earls of Dale coming forward. Don't really know what we've got to do with that if we can catch them with the Lorenon Spearmen. I'm going to have to slow down super quick. Just make sure I can catch everything going on and don't lose what's happening on the other side of the battlefield. Of course, the Royal Guard, they are spears in melee, but it's going to take, it's going to take a minute before we get that done, before we get those spears out. Riders of the Golden Wood coming over. We could get the Faithful as well. Those 11 Faithful would not win that fight up against the 55 Earls of Dale, but they would kill a lot of them. Dalian Cav, though, that's the real threat. Got some Lancers coming in behind them. And they will be able to, well, yes, slam around. Nowaki coming forward as well. A big spread out line we're seeing him advancing with here. Let's zoom in super quick. We can see we're trying to fall back just about all the way across the line. Nomadic Marauders arriving too. Got to be careful if you are intending to have a second fight. You know, if the boys do think they're going to end up winning here, they might have to think about how much ammunition they're willing to use for it. Earls of Dale here caught the Riders of the Golden Wood. Having an okay fight? No. Yeah, that's changed the game. What I would need, we need those Alcaronnas Faithful. Because Alcaronnas Faithful alongside the Riders, yeah, okay, we've got those Earls dead. But alone, not going to be enough. A lot of micro going on for Thanatos, so he's not able to really make the most of his Lancers just yet, but hopefully we'll get that involved soon. Thanatos' pike line about to arrive as well, about to make contact with the poor Belegar footmen. I love the Belegar footmen, I really, really do, but this is, you know, that's a lot of pikes, backed up by a lot of dismounted Earls of Dale, and even the Barding Herd are showing up behind them too. This is going to be too much for the Belegar footmen. Balakith Axeguard coming in. Hey, that's a nice fight. That's a nice fight for Umbar. But yeah, it's a bit disorganized, very wide. And it's definitely going to be happening a lot faster than this fight. This fight is much more of a grindy battle. Kind of almost like a siege here. Elderwinley Swordmasters as well. Something you don't actually see all that much from Imladris. You know, usually people just pouring so much money on the bodyguard tier units that these single hit point exceptional units don't get the love they maybe deserve. But they've managed to arrive on the front lines without receiving any range damage, and those wardens have been fighting for a good long while now, and I think this is going to be a bit beyond them as they're sliced down by those skilled swordmasters. Still some Dunlending clansmen. As I say, Dunlending clansmen, they're absolutely phenomenal. You know, as long as you aren't going to see them getting you know, morale shocked into oblivion, they'll fight for a good while. They really will. That's why it's a big hurt for Isengard losing them in the next version. They're fully dedicated over to the Dunlending faction now. It looks like those Riders of the Golden Wood fought to the bitter end over there. Maybe they had already used up their ammunition. They were just keeping those Earls of Dale back as long as possible. But no, the Alcaronnas Faithful have not been sent into the fight just yet. Belegar archers, looks like both the Lothlorien forces and the Umbar troops are just trying to use up all the shots they have. You can see the sentinels advancing now too. Very, very thin line here. Balakith Axeguard still enjoying that fight, showing those purple guys what is for. Even with the AP of the Nurad footmen, the Alcaronnas Legion are, I mean, gosh, something you don't want to mess with. Axeguard there. Yeah, and amongst, usually, of course, this halberd line, this phalanx line is something very, very impressive, but it's just a bit too thin, and it's up against a bit too much quality. You know, if this was just a swarm of orcs, or, you know, very low-level militia troops battering against them, maybe it would have gone differently, but no, these are the proper Balakith Axeguard hammering through them, or cutting through them, really. Balakith Axeguard here, struggling up against dismounted Earls of Dale, but maybe that's the Barding Herd. Let's see, I would have said that was quite a nice fight for them. But, no, the phalanx over on their right flank is really hurting them. Over here, looks like Thanatos is really starting to push through the lines. And it's a pretty messy confrontation now. Those shield bearers, very low in numbers. Trying to deal with the swordmasters and the Lake Town pikes. It's quite nice to fight pikemen as a shield bearer, just because of your massive mass. You know, you've got your 8 mass, you can kind of just shunt your way through these pikes. Knock them around side to side, it's pretty great, but no, they're receiving a bit of a beatdown just because of the low numbers. Shots from the Royal Guard, trying to deal with a few of these Lorenan spearmen, as it really is a bit chaotic on the right flank. The left, we have a lot more order. Let me just have to do a sniff, 1 second. Deary me. Hopefully that didn't get caught on mic. Barding Herd there, Corsair Blackguard. Out of ammunition is never something you want to see from them, but hell, they can do their best. They'll hold these Barding Herd back for a little bit. Belegar archers, at least they've used up their ammunition. That's something that we can be happy about. Overall, though, I mean, this is bloody for Khand. Especially over on the left there. Those, yeah, Nurad halberds, you know, broken, fighting to the death. Lorenan warriors, where the boys have really, where this Lothlorien Umbar alliance has really gathered its forces, they're seeing a lot more success over on the left side. These elven militia forces doing their best to hold the line for now. Oh, beautiful! Kindred getting some raking shots as well across the Candish line from the right side as well. So anything with a shield is not being able to use it. I like this this careful use of the ruins here. This may not be a spearman unit, but it's tough to sort of gain a bit of speed there, and it's keeping the rear line secured. So he's nice. That's again, it's a reason that I don't really love the grassy plains, just because you don't have anything to anchor your flank onto. It's something that even... Oh, this is well done. That's very well done. I'm glad we came back just for this moment, as unfortunately the Gondorians seem to be broken now from all this. As the champions of the White Hand have managed to get around behind and get a good slam in. And as much as I was a really big fan of this Gondorian defense, I thought that Ricky was doing a great job there, but no, that's a big break. Those poor Gondorians fighting to the death, broken now. They're just going to be constantly providing that that debuff, that morale debuff to everything around them. It's a bit rough, Nimlothian Honor Guard now having to be sent to just guard the back. Mithrandir's retinue trying to chase off the champions, but that's not something they can do well. I wonder, they must have come through this way. We must have had to pull a unit that was guarding that. The spearman unit that was over there, we must have had to pull that back. And it is looking pretty nasty. Gwethi Rockdoor are around as well. Unfortunately, these bows of Emmentweir caught up in... I think, unfortunately, they were his own... Those were Mirkwood's own stakes. Yeah, oh dear. I'm getting the impression I think Haldir's not actually here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Haldir has either lost connection or... oh dear. So yeah, he's just going to be getting grinded down now. So Ricky did his... Yeah, no, this Hirioth unit hasn't moved. I think our poor old Haldir ended up crashing out. So Ricky has fought valiantly. Very valiantly, to be sure. But he will be perishing soon. Now, this is where the boys need to realise that. And it's a big problem with the distance, so you might not be looking. But the boys need to realise that because Haldir's not there, we need to stop fighting. Because the Double Eye Alliance is going to be coming out of that fight very healthy. Probably with a good bit of ammunition. And we are tearing lumps out of each other. We're absolutely dismantling each other, and that is not good at all. So I would be, at this point, yeah, I mean, we're still shooting at them, Varicose Archers. I think that Thanatos and Nawaki, as much, there still definitely is a good bit of fight in Umbar Lothlorien. I think that they are, they're going to be coming out on top here, for sure. But they're going to come out on top without much ammunition. Very little ammo left over. And a lot of very, very bloodied up units. So I would, if I was them now, I'd start speaking to Umbar and Lothlorien. I'd start explaining, like, look, dudes, look at what's happening over at that other end. We need to stop fighting, but we're still charging in Thanatos. This is not what we need to do right now. I'd say if this was a normal 2v2, great stuff, great work. That Storm Guard is getting involved. They're getting bloodied up badly. Receiving fire from the Lothlorien forces. As I say, like, Smeagol can still cause a lot of damage. I don't think he can win. I don't think he can win over here, but he can still hurt you a tremendous amount. So I really think that we need to consider making a deal now. We really need to make a deal. The sooner we do it, the better. Every second that goes by, that's, you know, another few guys dropped from both sides. You know, these these Mirkwood forces, I mean, sat AFK, not really going to do much. These guys are not on fire at will.
We have lost half our warriors.
So I think, oh dear, Ricky doing his best. And even if I was Ricky, you know, what I would have sort of tried to do if I was Ricky, is I would try to speak to the Double Eye Alliance and say, like, look, I'm alone. You know, I'll leave, you can finish off Mirkwood, and then, you know, we'll fight after you deal with the losers across the way. Maybe Ricky can try and do something sneaky diplomacy-wise, or maybe he can just try and pull off some survivors, even a unit of Citadel Guard, you know, just tuck them away in the trees somewhere, and maybe make that work for him. But yeah, it depends what's important to you. You know, Ricky's been fighting with a lot of honor here. He's fought his heart out. He's done very, very well for the situation he's been put in. So he might just be wanting to, you know, go tooth and nail, just in it till the very end, which you got to respect that drive for sure. And I think that is the way he's going to try and go out. Niflothian Oligard, unfortunately broken. And he has certainly bled the Double Eye Alliance. You know, they've still got a little bit of fodder left over. They've got some ammo. They've got that ballista. Yeah, still a few of these juicy golden elites and the Naz High, of course. And that crossbow unit, I don't even know if that crossbow was used at all during the fight. But you know, we have definitely seen some damage. Are these trolls healthy as well? Those trolls are healthy. Yeah, no, we need to stop the fight over here, boys. Oh dear. And we've not stopped it yet. As you can see, the General of Umbar has just fallen. I mean, all of this together, we've still got Cav. We can be slamming it in and out. It depends how efficiently the Double Eye Alliance can deal with Mirkwood's AFK forces. You know, Eldraham Lancers, bit by bit, you can chomp through that quite efficiently. Hiriek, ooh, ouch. But still, you can deal with it. Gwathi Rockdoor, of course, too. Or do you just want to ignore it? Because no matter what, you're going to take some losses dealing with them. You're definitely going to take some losses dealing with them. So you might be better off just gathering your forces up, walking past them, and trying to deal with the survivors of this confrontation by yourself. You can see the balance of power hasn't moved. Usually what you'd want is that balance of power to be slowly moving toward the middle. After you've won your fight, after you've won your 2v2 or 1v1, whatever you're doing in a free-for-all, you want to see that balance of power starting to approach the middle. That's not moved. That's still showing us at a quarter. So that's, yeah, not pretty. Maybe even below a quarter right now. It ain't good. It ain't good, boys. Yeah, we've surrounded them. We're dealing with the last scraps of their forces now. I don't even know how much use it would be to try and offer a peace treaty. I would still... Oh, Reki. Oh, Reki, my dude. Oh, very good. That was nice. That was very naughty there. A final up yours to the Imladris forces, dropping the general, killing a good few more of these Gwathi Rockdoor. That is phenomenal. As I say, if there is some way that the boys are going to be able to, when I say the boys, I mean the Khand and Dale Alliance are going to be able to win. You know, it is only due to the really heroic actions of Ricky and the tooth and nail defense that he has been committed to here. Killing off that general, I mean, sure, it's Imladris. Imladris's morale is going to be holding really nicely, but even still, that's a lot more dead Gwathi Rockdoor, and they're going to be such an important tool. Now, maybe the boys are going to let him pass. There might be a little... Oh, they're shaking, boys. I hope these boys are able to survive. It looks... I think there's... Oh, no. Oh, no. I thought maybe an alliance had been made, but I don't think so. We saw those crossbows we're thinking about firing. Ricky was going to try and run past, but no, he's pushed into to the crossbows once again. Seeing sort of a juicy enough target. Such a morale shock, though. There's so many units here that are really, really scary. There's no units backing these guys up, so I'm surprised they've not actually broken, even just at the sight of the Naz High. There he goes. So that's Gondor gone. It looks like the boys are not going to... Oh, well, that's quite nice from Ponta. That's really nice, actually, that we're offering the AFK forces like a fair fight. You know, you wouldn't see this from a lot of guys, but of course, you know, Ponta's a good team player. Diego, of course, is well-known dude. They ain't gonna be... they're gonna try and do this as fairly as possible, which is very, very nice of them. You could... it would be totally within reason just to form up and do this with the cavalry. Or try and just shoot them all in the back or whatever, but no, that's some good sportsmanship there from the boys, because they're gonna take losses doing this. They're gonna take a lot of losses doing this, because I mean, those elves, the Elven King, you know, are gonna bring down a lot more of these elves. We're going to see a lot of these dead trolls even from the Hiri Lang as well. That's 2 beefed up units of Hiri Lang, 3 units of Hiri Lang. Actually, sorry, no, just two. One's already been busted up with cavalry charges. No, so that's good. I'm actually really happy that the boys have played it that way. That's really nice of them. Still, it's leaving them in a good spot. No, but at least now I really feel like they deserve that good spot. Definitely. But Hwacha and Thanatos, we had our chance here to try and make some peace with the Lothlorien and Umbar forces, but we have slain them down. There's none of them left now. No more fighting here. Now I didn't hear the announcer, maybe I missed it, but I didn't hear the announcer say that their armies were destroyed though. I only heard the Gondorians getting wiped out. So, do we have some survivors? Something going on over here. Some cavalry action. Windblades catching up. Yep, the last few kindred. We did see those kindred were trying to get away, trying to hide off in the woods. But no, they have been grabbed by the by the Chieftain's Vanguard and some Windblades too, and also some Earls of Dale. As good as the kindred are, yeah, three beefy cavalry units coming slamming into you is a bit too much. Okay. I mean, yeah, you can see that the charges that were committed there, dearie me. Okay, but that's... So, I mean, if he had anything more, it would have run off in that direction too. I don't see anything from Umbar, so I think that's generally it. And you can see the balance of power. This is not looking pretty. This is really not looking pretty. Let's see how much... I mean, maybe the boys will take a good bit of damage here, because I mean, still, this Hiriek. A lot more Isengard infantry. Yeah, capturing those routing forces, very good. Do we have ammo? This is the thing as well, like, we've got a lot of ammo. Diego's got a good bit of ammunition. The Ballista's got ammo. We've got, some armoured up Dunlendings just to hold the line for a bit. If we do want to turn this into a skirmish engagement, which, ooh, okay, I wouldn't be taking those shots. I think they're just left on fire at will, because that's hitting some friendly elves. They're just waiting to try and see if they can get a break here, waiting to see these guys waver, and then I think that's when Diego's going to come in for the slam. To be honest, I think he could probably come in now and maybe break them. But there'd be a lot of risk, because those are good mid-tier elven spearmen. They could turn around and get a jab or two in and finish the job that the Citadel Guard started. But I do like this. It's quite an aesthetic little moment. These poor red forces. I do love the look of them. Oh, yeah, good. They got that break there on them. Very nice. I love the look of them without the armor upgrade, but it's just so worth it giving them the armor upgrade, I think they've only got, what, 6 armor without it, which for a mid-tier unit is quite low. So buffing them up still doesn't make them tanks by any stretch. Still, these Western Kingdoms of Men are packed up harder than that, but it's really lets them get away with a lot more. Some celebrations from the boys. Okay, so I mean, cool. Balance of power getting a little bit better, but we've still got a tough fight ahead of us. And as I say, I think the ammunition is going to be the problem. That's so many pikes, so many swords of Rivendell. Unless the only way that I think this can turn out in our favor is if there is something Umbar or Lothlorien hidden away. Maybe there is, but I don't know. I don't think so. We'll set at 2 times speed for a minute as we do a bit of shuffling. But no, okay, what do we have from the boys? We've got some Lake Town pikes, nomadic infantry. Gonna be nice for those Isengard forces, to be sure. But Lake Town pikes are not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Uruk-hai pikes. That's a bit beyond them. They're just a bit too fragile for that. For the price, Lake Town, is super. Really, really nice. But this is going to be a bit too much for them. Barding Herd there. Dalian Spears arriving. Look pretty beefy, pretty fresh. Nice sort of block formation they got going on there. Dragon Slayers too. Do you guys have your bows? You don't. Dismounted Ozadale. And yeah, it's like this, the lack of ammo that we've got. Marksmen, they've got their bows out. That's a nice thing to see. Okay, again, feel free to jump ahead in the video a little bit. I will be sort of calling things out, but we'll see. Might not be too much action going on for a little minute. No, don't think so. But yeah, cool. Well, it looks like this is probably going to be where the clash is occurring in that narrower point. But there is cavalry from both sides, so we might end up seeing somebody taking a long route around. Hey, only 5 Gwathi Rockdoor remaining. I mean, that's something that the blue guys have, is the cavalry advantage. Maybe that can be useful. If we were fighting Mordor, maybe, where you could kind of get like a big route, but I just don't see that happening from Isengard. Or, of course, Imladris, definitely not. And these trolls as well, bloodied, but they can still do a lot of work. Eldarin we last, and it's not like we've got no cavalry. If the blue guys had total cav dominance, I'd be a bit more open to it. You can see that's why the boys are sort of defending a little bit further back. As cool as it would be, if they had the fight in this little narrow choke point, it would be over. Just because they need to make their cavalry work. And that would not, it just wouldn't happen. So it looks like the guys are trying to sort of set up over here. Where they can probably dart their cavalry from this direction and start maybe striking their flank or their back. We don't have much in the way of like lancers. Now the Windblades and the Vanguard have bows out. No, they've all got blades. That doesn't mean they're out of ammo. Maybe they've just not had anything to shoot at for a minute. This guy's mask is just blood now. Dearie me. Pretty frightening. Bit of a daunting dude. Hwacha opening up. I don't know how much ammunition the Hwacha's got. Let's go back to 1x speed. We'll see. It's going to be a bit nasty. Okay. Yeah, okay. A bit nasty for sure. Maybe a troll dead if we get lucky. Gwathi, a lot of Gwathi Meridian actually dropping. Holy smokes, that's 4 Gwathi Meridian. Armor upgraded Gwathi Meridian dropping to artillery is really painful. But apart from that, yeah, I mean, Swords of Rivendell and Pikes forces us to push forward a little bit faster than we maybe want to, because we want to get our archers used. Where is the... Did we end up losing it somewhere? Where is the ballista? I'm seeing... Those are the ballista crew. Was that another... it would be there. It would be around somewhere. Looks like Ricky did making a final attempt to try and destroy that ballista. I don't see it amongst the army. Maybe it's gone. Maybe Ricky got it somehow. Or it did use up its ammo. Very cool. Does change the game a bit. Gwathi Rockdoor tried to come in for something a bit sneaky. I wouldn't have wanted to do that just yet. I'd be wanting to save my Gwathi Rockdoor for the sort of the clash. But that's broken it. They've been chased down by a lot of cav. That's a good little win. Good little win. So, I mean, that's just what we're needing. We're not going to win this battle by... Ooh, I don't know. I think we're going to win this battle by one big dramatic moment. Like, all these little things are great. But hopefully it's leading to one big thing. The Hwacha, they're still manning it, but it's being grabbed. But that sort of forced these boys a bit out of position. So we'll see how the clash really wants to go. Lots of cav, so much cav. Eldarin, like the thing is, if the Eldarin Lancers basically just hold the attention, they're swift horses. And they're heavily armoured, and you know, for a Lancer they've got great skill. So even if the Vanguard or something does catch them, they can sit there for a little while. That was a good charge. That was a really good little charge. Let's go to 0.8, because I think, as I say, things are going to happen quick here. Eldarin Lancers getting caught by the Chieftain's Vanguard. They're going to lose that fight. They're definitely going to lose that fight. But, as I say, from the bonuses that they have, they're going to die slow. And maybe, you know, depending on how much Nawaki dedicates to trying to kill them, that's just going to mean that the main line can fully clash or fully organise. I'd be wanting to try and shoot that cavalry blob now, though. We really do need to. Down to 30. You know, there were 33 the last time we saw them. Hopefully they do survive a bit longer. Okay, clash being committed to now. Eldarimwe spears up against those barding herd. Hell, you know, if anybody's going to fight them, it's probably going to be those boys. I like this spears of... What the hell? Wavering? Stop that, silly boys. Maybe it's because technically they feel like they're being surrounded because they've got their guys out here. That might just be it, but hopefully that does stabilise. That'll be a bit of a shame for them. Imladris Guardians, something... Oh, damn, it's just going to be tough. Unless we get cavalry charges into these guys, it's going to be so tough to deal with them. Let's zoom in for a little bit, see what's going on. You can see all across the line, it's going to be tough. Uruk-hai infantry clashing into this area. They'll slice and dice the Dalian spears. Dunlanding clansmen around. Okay, so it looks like Eldarimwe Lancers running away, which is... Oh, ballista. Yeah, okay. Running away, but again, it's just extending the fight. And hell, they've actually dealt some damage. They killed that Windblade. Holy smokes, boys, well done. They don't have an anti-cavalry ability, but I guess it's just the attack value of them that the Eldarimwe are really able to do that. Maybe I do need to consider taking them at some point. I'd say I'm a knight guy, usually. Or I'm either a knight guy or I'm a cheap lancer. I like those two. I don't tend to take expensive lancers, just because I tend to struggle with them. But I mean, Eldarimwe, you know, the thing that people worry about lancers is their low morale, or not low morale, but like them routing after a naff engagement or something like that. But you won't get that with the Eldarimwe. At least with a cheap lancer, if they end up routing at some point, it's like, oh well, you know, is what it is. But okay, it's going a little bit better for the boys, but still very, very dicey. A few sword masters coming in, but that's not going to be enough. When those Dragon Slayers get into melee, that'll change the game a little bit, but maybe they're already dedicated somewhere. I did see the Storm Guard involved, but those Storm Guard are bloodied up. We're seeing the heavy arrows. Oh no. Okay, canned. What is going on? I don't think much of the front line is actually Candish right now. I think most of it seems to be Dalian, but we've got them pretty much swarmed now. That's some good moves from Ponta, just getting around behind them, either pulling them away from the front line or just going to be causing a break soon, I'm sure. You know, we need this Cav doing something absolutely crazy, but I just don't know. I don't know what they can do. Dragon Slayers over here going toe-to-toe with the Eldarimwe spears. Again, great armor, great defensive ability because they're a spear and of course an Eldarimwe elf. So they're going to die very, very slowly to the Dragon Slayers, maybe even rack up some kills against them too. Backed up by the swarm of clansmen. You've got the two real ends of the spectrum there, with the Dunlanding clansmen toe-to-toe with the Eldarimwe spears. Very, very cool mix. But no, I like Dunlanding clansmen. They're really, really good. Just they're such a good unit for their cost. I can't remember. I did a spearman tier list. Many years ago now. I think maybe 3 years ago. I did a spearman tier list, and I can't remember where the Dunlanding clansmen ended up, but they really should have been at the top. I'll have to have a look at that again. That was based on the previous version of Reforged, though, but I don't think they've changed their role very much since then. Naz-High pushing in again. That's just something that's going to be so tough to deal with. We'll go to 1x speed for now. I was wondering. I was just like, can the boys pull this out somehow? But no, it was a tough ask for them. But no, there was just too much arrayed against them. And we got some broken nomadic infantry there, of course, not helping that their general is dead now. And they're out of there. A few more breaks across the line. Yeah, no, that'll be it. Woodland Protectors. Hey, Lothlorien! Yo! Nice, okay, Woodland Protectors from Lothlorien turning up, getting some backstabs into the Gwathi Meritain. Very nice. Dude, where were you guys hiding? You must have been very lucky not to get spotted. What's this? Royal Guard, too good. I was sure the announcer didn't say that they had died. They're running on over, but I mean, hell, they'll inflict some more casualties. There's some broken warriors from Ponta. Alcaronda's faithful are around too. Hell, they've been causing some damage. Very nice. But yeah, those javelins are going to be very good. I've been just pouring them on everything now. Those charging pikes. They must have been hidden way over there, because I'm sure they would have jumped in earlier if they could have. Just coming in. Oh no! Ouch! Crossbows, point blank shots against them. Woodland Protectors come and hold the line. Don't break, don't break. Do what you can. Chieftain Vanguard doing their best as well. It's just, we're just trying with our cav now, but there's just nothing that can be done. The Royal Guard dug in deep here. Gonna try their best to hold out. They're good at it. That Swordmaster ability now, they're gonna really try, but this is a tough fight for them. Right, it was saying victory. It's still saying victory, dearie me. But now that the enemy forces are sort of running through their lines, getting really mixed in amongst them. If they could have held that organised semicircle that they had there, they could have sat there and grinded through this for a little while, I think. But no, it's too much for them now. Especially these Dunlanding clansmen look like they're coming in for a backstab. I'm surprised they've actually done as well as they have. In all honesty, I do love them. I always take the Royal Guard. I always have my general in with them. Variag Horse Archers broken and routing there. Woodland Protectors out of the fight as well. Royal Guard set up, just popping some shots off at these Imladris forces. I mean, they've got a little slope. If you can get your spears out and we can do a counter charge down the hill, that would be amazing. But I don't think they probably won't run out of ammunition in time. Oh, maybe. No, nah, they've got a few more shots to go. But maybe another point blank volley. No! Cancelled shot. Oh, well, he gave the charge order. Yeah. Hey, we did it. We did it. We didn't get like a nice downhill charge, but we did get a charge attack. Very cool. That's one off the blue team out. Gwathi Meridian flanking around them. Up against this, the Royal Guard would do very well. Oh, well, actually, that's quite a lot of swords from Vananda. They would do their best. But no, a backstab from even the bloodied Gwathi Meridian is probably going to send them running. That's going to be 38 before contact. Oh, nowhere near as many of them died there as I thought. Yeah, oh, okay, no, it was a bit delayed. It was a little bit delayed, but no, they're dropping like flies now. 2 Trolls of the White Hand coming in to try and finish them off. A few Elder Himway Spears standing over the Woodland Protectors. Let me zoom out for a minute. I think it's just the Royal Guard. No, Royal Guard are gone. Just missed the end of that fight, unfortunately, boys. Nothing there. And I think that's it, really. So it was a very good scrap. I am a little worried that we don't get an ending battle screen, because there might be some hidden Mirkwood unit. But as always, I should have given you a quick announcement at the start. If we don't get an ending battle screen, I should have that in at the beginning. But some celebrating, some admitting defeat, maybe. Yes, we do! Fantastic, great, well done. We did grab all of Haldir's forces. Let's have a quick gander through it in the Wackies. I'm interested to see how much that Hwacha got. Oh, these poor Norad Halberds. Ouch. They must have gotten blasted. Oh, they got routed off really nasty. Oh, well done. I don't know what did that, but that was great. Continuing on down. What? Anything else? Swords, nice. Windblade's very good. Keep in mind we're fighting, Umbar and Lothlorien elves, so you got to limit the amount of kills you're sort of thinking is like great. Hwacha 182. Yeah, it was maybe more of like a morale thing, but like it was a lot of damage and a few 2 hit point units too. They were dropping a few Gwathi Meridian as well. I think it was a very good choice to take, and I think it definitely paid for itself. But yeah, I did kind of think it was getting more kills at the start. So no, that was actually really fun. Unfortunately, it's a shame about Haldir sort of losing connection there or something like that, and I'm glad the guys did play it out. Really chuffed with Ponta and Diego. That sort of the spirit, good sportsmanship, just to go and like deal with those forces as well. It'd be very tempting just to ignore it and go and just fight the other guys and then come back to finish them off after, or just claim victory at the end. So very, very good that they went back and sorted that. heroic defense from Ricky Beagle. He had a very tough fight ahead of him, and I think he did great, of course. So no, that was heaps of fun. The only thing, of course, is just we needed diplomacy a little bit earlier from Nawaki, Thanatos, and Smeagol and FD Cole. You know, but as that's from both sides. Either side could have tried to offer some terms. So yeah, but I think had we had a little bit more, I love that little backstab at the end. But imagine if we had the kindred there as well, backstabbing, and a handful more Umbar infantry, just to come in at the end, just to try and help out. Could have really changed the game, but lots of fun either way.